All right, shalom, shalom. It's Brother Yatazadak, hero of Israel. I'd like to start off by giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Today we're going to go into Numbers chapter 14, go into the Hebrew. So Lord willing, you're edified, giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone. Let's get right into it. This is Numbers 14 and 1, right? And it reads, Wa tasha'a kal ha'ida, meaning, right, and lifted up all the company, right? Wa yatanawa atha kwalam, and they placed to their voice, Wayabakwa ha'aim, and they wept the people in the night, Ba layala ha'hawa, that is. Wayalanawa al masha, right, meaning, and they tarried beside Moses, wa al Aran, and beside Aaron, right, because the blue letter says that word lan or lawan, which is they say that it means that they murmured, right? But the root is actually lawan, meaning to tarry, or layan, right? In a sense that they procrastinated, right? Because the Lord said to ascend up and enter into the land, right, to possess it, where the Canaanites dwell, the Jebusites, the Amorites, the Hittites, right, the Amalekites, right? But they refused because of the slander that was brought upon the land, right? So what they did, right, they procrastinated, right? And that's why it says that they tarried beside Moses and beside Aaron, right? And they wept, right? Call Benaiah Yasha'ala, right? All the children of Israel, right? Waya Amarwa Alham, Call Ha'ida, and they said unto him, all the company, right? Lawa Matanawa, right? To us, right? Yeah, so it says to us that we had died in the land of Egypt, right? Ba'arataza Matazarium, Awa Bamadabar Hazah, or in the wilderness this, right? Lawa Mathanawa, right? For us to die, right? So in essence, it just says, and they tarried beside Moses and beside Aaron, all the sons of Israel, and they said unto them, all the company, if we had died in the land of Egypt, or if we have died, or in this wilderness this, should we just die, right? Wa lama Yahweh ma ba ya'a athanawa, and to what has the Lord brought us in unto us, to the land this, al ha'ratazah hazath, to fall upon the sword, right? La Napal Bacharab Nashayanawa Watapakam Watapka Waslaki Watapnawa, our wives and our children, Yahayawa Labaz, right, to be for a spoil. Hala Tawab Lanawa, is it not good for us to return to Egypt? Shawab Matazariyama, right? So it's just saying, to what has the Lord brought us in unto us, to the land this, to fall upon the sword, right? Our women and our little ones will become for a spoil, will be for a spoil. Right? Is it not good for us to return back unto Egypt? Waya Amarwa, Ayash al Ahyawa, and they said a man to his neighbor, Nathana, Ra'ash, Na Shawaba, right? Meaning place a head, appoint a head, and return to Egypt, right? Matazar Yama, right? So it says, and he said a man to his neighbor, appoint a head and return to Egypt, right? Wayapal Masha wa Aaron, and he fell Moses and Aaron upon their face, al Panayaham, before all the assembly, Lapanya, Kal Quahal, of the company of the sons of Israel, Idath Benaiah Yasha'ala, Wa Yahawashi, Ban Anan, Ban Nawan, and Joshua the son of Nun, Wa Caleb, Ban Yapanah, and Caleb son of Jephunneh, Man Hatharium. From them they searched to the land, Atah Ratazah. They rent their garments, Kwarai Bagad Yaham, right? That word Kwarai means to rent, right? Your garment. Let's get that real quick. It's like it. Kwarai, right? To rent, to tear asunder a garment, right? Right? So that's what that means, right? Waya Amarwa al Kal Idath, and they said unto, right, or Slakia, and they said to all the company, right, Waya Amarwa al Kal Idath, of the sons of Israel, Benaiah Yasha'ala, to say, La Amar Ha'ratazah Ashar Ibarnawa, meaning the land which we have gone beyond upon it, Baha, to search to it, Lathawar Atha, it is good, right? Tawaba, the land, Ha'aratazah, exceedingly, Ma'ad. Verse 8, I'm Chapatazah Banawa, meaning if he be attentive upon us, the Lord Yahweh, because that word Chapatazah means to be attentive unto something, right? Let's get that real quick. Slakia. Kwarai. Salakia. What verse is that? Verse 8. Chapatazah, which is Salakia, to incline, to be favorable, to delight. The Arabic says chapatah, right? Meaning to be mindful of, attentive, to keep, to protect, right? So that's what it means, right? To be attentive, right? Waha, baya'a, athanawa, and he will bring in unto us, to the land, al-ha-ratazah, this, Hazath, wa nathana, lanawal, and will appoint it unto us, the land Aratazah, Ashar Hawa, which that is flowing, Zabath, Halab, Wadabash, flowing with milk and honey. Akah by Yahweh al Tamaradwa, right? However, upon the Lord, do not rebel, right? But it's not, that word is not rebel. Marad, it's just a derivative of ma, meaning of, yarad, meaning to go down, right? So it just says, however, upon the Lord, do not go down from him, right? As in, it's another way to say, do not turn away from him, right? Wa atham, and you, do not fear them. Al tayara'awa, to the people of the land. Atha im ha'ratazah. Kaya lacham nawa, because we will fight them, or Salaki, because we will fight them, hama, because sar tazalam, meaning that word sar is the root of sawar, meaning to turn back. Because it's turned back, the shadow from upon them. Tazalam means shadow. Ma'al yaham, from upon them, right? As in their protection. Wa Yahweh Atanawa, and the Lord is with us. Do not fear them. Al Ra'am, right? So let's get that Tazalam, right? Because this is what the blue letter will tell you that it is, right? Salakia. The blue letter is saying that it says, for they are bred for us, their defense is departed from them. Not necessarily, right? Let's see. Tazalam, defense. Let's see. Tazal. Now that does mean defense, but it also means shadow, right? But the word is actually tazalam, right? Tazal, shadow. But that word tazal actually means defense, right? But in this context, it's speaking about, right, a shadow, right, meaning their defense, right? Let's go to Genesis 1 and 26. Salakia. Genesis 1 and 26. Waya Amar Alahayim Na Aisha, and he said, the powers, let us make man in our image, or in our shadow, Adam Batazalam Nawa. Right? Ka Damawath Nawa, or Ka Damath Nawa, like the similitude, or after our similitude, right? Wayaradwa, meaning, and let them go down upon the fishes by the gath of the sea. Hayam, Waba Iwap, and upon the fowls of the heavens. Hashemayim, Waba Bahama, and upon the beast. Wabakal Ha-Ratazad, and upon all the earth. Wabakal Ha-Ramash, and upon all the teeming things, right? Or creeping things, right? which creep upon the earth. Haramash al-Ratazah. Right? That word tazalam doesn't mean image, it just means shadow. A shadow, tazalam, right? But you could read, just to simply put it, it could be read either way, but it just says is turn back their defense, right? Or their shadow is turned back from upon them, right? As in their protection, their guise, right? Waya Amarwa call Ha'ida, and they said unto them, all the company, right? La Ragam Atham, to heap unto them upon stones, Abanyam, right? So they threatened to stone them, right? But in certain instances, you will read sequal when they say to stone, which means to weigh, as in weigh upon them in stones. But here, it says ragam. That word ragam means to pile up stones upon them. But essentially, it's saying the same thing, right? Let's get that. Ragam, to bring together, to heap up, to pile, right? To stone, to kill by stoning, compare with sequal, right? Which it doesn't mean to throw, to hurl, it just means to weigh, which is where you get the word shekel from, right? Wa kabad, Yahweh, Nara'ah, and the glory of the Lord appeared in the tent of assemblage, Ba'achol Mawa'id, to all the sons of Israel, Al-Kal Banaya Yasha'ala. Why Amar Yahweh al-Mashah, and he said the Lord unto Moses, Ad Anah, meaning even to when. The word Anah means when. Will they provoke me, right? Ya Na'ataza Naya, right? The word Na'ataza means to provoke, right? Ha'im Hazah, the people this. The Lord said, till when will these people provoke me, right? Salakia, La'a Ya Amayanawa, right? Meaning they have not been faithful in me. Baya Bakal, upon all of the signs. Ha Athath Ashar Ashayathaya, which I did in their midst. Bakal Rabwa. So essentially it says, and he said the Lord unto Moses, until when will they provoke me, the people this? And even when, right, in which they have not been faithful in me, right? Upon all the signs which I have did in their midst. Akanawa Batabar, right? Meaning I will smite them in the matter, right? Which is translated upon a plague, upon a pestilence or plague, right? But really the Lord is just saying, I will smite them, right? Upon the matter, right? He's talking about upon the matter, the fact that, right, the children of Israel, right, they tarried, they did not obey what the Lord said, right? To go up and possess the land. Wa arashnawa, meaning, and I will dispossess them. Wa aisha athaka, and I will make of thee La Gawaya Gadol for a nation greater, Wa Itazam, and mightier than you, or Slakia than they, Ma Manawa, right? So the Lord said, I will smite them, right, upon the matter in which they did not obey me, right? And I will dispossess them, and I will make unto thee a nation greater and mightier than them. Wa Amar Masha al Yahweh wa Shemaiwa, and he said, Moses to the Lord, and will hear the Egyptians, Matazarium, Kaya Alayath, because you have brought them out upon your strength, Bakaka, to the people this, Ata Ha'im Hazah, from their midst, Makorab Wa Amarwa al Yashab, and will say to the inhabitants of the land this, Ha'ratazah Hazath, Shamaiwa Kaya Ata, right, which they will hear because you, the Lord Yahweh, is in the midst of the people this, Bakorab Ha'im Hazah, right? Because the report of the children of Israel being delivered out of Egypt spread out through all the lands as they marched towards the promised land. Scriptures say that the fear fell upon all of them round about, right? Ashar Ayan Ba'ayan Nara'ah, right? People is worship here. Which in seeing, which the sight upon which they saw, right? Nara'ah, in which you appeared, you, Ata, Yahweh the Lord, and your cloud, Wa Ainan Ka, stood upon them, Imad, Elayahum, Waba Imad, and a pillar, Ainan, which was a cloud, which was you, Atha, Halak went before them, La Panayahum, Yamam, meaning by day, Baba Imad, and upon a pillar of fire by night, Ash Layala. So essentially saying, and will say the inhabitants of the land this, right, which have heard, because you are the Lord in the midst of the people this, right, which in sight, which was seen in the sight of an appearance, which was you, the Lord, and your cloud stood upon them, right, and upon a pillar, which was the cloud, which was you, went before them by day, and a pillar of fire by night, right? Because no doubt that Moses is saying, if you destroy them, then the people of the land will hear, right? And they're gonna say, right, that the Lord was with them and could not even bring them in unto their land, to the land which was promised unto their fathers, right? Wa Hamatha, right? Ata Ha'im, and and dies the people this, right? Wa hamatha atha ha'aim hazah, uh, ka ayash, like a man one, achad, right, as in destroy them all, right, in one instance. Wa amarwa hagwayim, and will say the nations, which will hear, ashar shemaiwa, to your report, atha shemaika, to say la amar. So it says, and if they be slain, the people this, like a man one, and will say the nations, which are heard to your report, to say, Mabalthaya Yakalath, meaning he was not able, the Lord Yahweh, to bring in to the people this, Laha Baya'a Ataha'im Hazah, to the land Al Ha'ratazah, which you had promised unto them, Shar Nashabai Laham, Waya Shakhatma, Waya Shakhatam, right? And he had slain them in the wilderness, Bamadabar, Wa'aitha Yagadal Na'a, and now, to your greatness, please, and to your strength, Kach, my Lord, Adonai, right? Ka Ashar, like which you have spoken, the Barath, to say, La Amar, Yahweh, Arak, Apium, the Lord is long unto anger, right? Or as in slow to anger, right? Meaning it takes long for him to be angry, right? In that sense. Wa Rabah Chasad, or Slakia, Wa Rab Chasad, right? And much kindness, right? Nasha Iwan, right? Lift up the iniquity, Wapashai, and transgression, right? Wa Nakwa, La'a Yanakwa, and innocent, they will not be innocent, right? Paquad, meaning visit, Iwan, the iniquity of their fathers, Abawath, upon the sons, Al-Banayim, upon the third and fourth generation, that is, Al-Shalashim wa Al-Rabayim, right? So essentially, it says, the Lord is slow to anger and much kindness, right? Lifting up the iniquity and transgression, right? Lifting up iniquity and transgression, and the innocent, or Salakia, and innocent, they will not be innocent, right? So essentially, Moses is saying, right? I'll read it once I'm done. It was said, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the sons of third and fourth generation, right? So basically, it says, right, the Lord is slow to anger and much kindness, lifting up iniquity and transgression, right? And will not free those that are not innocent, right? Because that word naquad just doesn't mean innocent, just means, right, to be free from something, to be free from judgment, or whatever the case may be, right? Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the sons to the third and fourth, right? As in the third and fourth generation, right? Salach na'ah la iwan, meaning forgive now to the iniquity of the people this, Ha'im Hazah, Ka Gadol Hasad Ka, like the greatness of your kindness, Waka Ashar, and like which, right? You have bared Nasha'ath, Nasha'atha, which you have bared to the people this, La'im Chazah, from Egypt, Ma Matazarium, and even, behold, Wa'ad Hana, right? So essentially Moses is saying, forgive now to the iniquity of the people this, according to your kindness, according to your great kindness, and like which you have bared with the people this, since Egypt, and even behold, right? And even, behold what I'm saying, right? Waya Amar Yahweh Salachthaya, right? And he said, the Lord, I have forgiven like which you had spoken. Like you have spoken, Kadabar Ka, right? Salakia. Wa awalam, and nevertheless, live I Chaya Anaya, Waya Malah Kabad Yahweh, and will be filled the glory of the Lord, and will fill the glory of the Lord to all the earth. Atha Kal Ha'aratazah, right? Kaya Kal Ha'anashim, because all of the men, Ha'ra'ayim, which have seen, to my glory, Atha Kabadia, Wa Atha Athathia, to my signs, Ashar Ashayathaya, right, which I made in Egypt, Bama Tazarium, and in the wilderness, Bama Dabar, right, Wayanaswa, right, Athaya, and they have tempted me, right, Za, this 10 times, Ashar Payamyam, right, 10 signifies completion, right, Wala'a Shamaiwa Bakwalya, and they have not heard in my voice. I'm Yara'awa, right? If they will see to the land, Taha Ratazah, Ashar, Nashabaithaya, which I have sworn to their fathers, La Abatham, Wakal, Mana Atazaya, right? And all things in which they have provoked me, right? They will not see Yara'ah, La'a Yara'ah, right? So the Lord is saying, if they see to the land which I have promised to their fathers, and all in which they have provoked me, right? They will not see, right? So the Lord is just basically saying, right? Because they have tried me, tempted me, right? Because that's what that word means, nas, or, right, masa. When you hear masa or nas, it means to provoke or to tempt, right? But it just means to tempt more so, right? The Lord is saying, right, they will not see to the land, right, which I promised them to the fathers, right, because they have provoked me, and which is why they will not see it. Wa Ibadia Kalab Iquab, and my servant Caleb, right, to the end, which, right? Because that word iqab means end, right? The end of something, right? It also means to supplant. It also means, I believe, heel, like as in the heel of a foot. But it means the end of a thing, the extremity of something, just like that word apas, right? Hayatha. So it says, my servant Caleb, to the end at which he had Salake, or Salake, there was Hayatha, a spirit, Rakha, another, Acharath, um, with him, Aimwa, Wayamala, and he was filled after me, Akarya, as in he followed after the Lord, right? He was filled with the counsel of his spirit, and he walked after him, right? Waha Baya'a Thayawa, right? And he will enter in, right? Or Salaki, and he I will bring in unto the land Al Haratazah, Ashar Ba'a, which will enter in hither. Shama, Wazaraiwa, and the seed will possess it. Yarashana. Waha Amalakia, or Salakia, Waha Imlakia, right? And the Amalekites, Waha Kainanya, and the Canaanites, they dwelled in the low valley, Yashab Ba'aimak. That word Aimak, it means a steep place, as in a low valley, right? Machar, meaning tomorrow, right? Turn, Panwa, Wasaiwa, and journey, you, Lakam, to the wilderness, Madabar, Hamadabar, in the way of the Sea of Reeds, or the Red Sea, the rock, right, to the right, which means way, Yam Sawap, which is sea reed, or Sea of Reeds, right, which is the Red Sea. Wayadabar Yahweh al Mashah wa al Aaron la Amar. He spoke the Lord to Moses and to Aaron to say, Ad Mathiah, right? Which means even in time, because that word Mathiah means in time, or in due time, or in a certain time, right? Even in time, La Ida, to the company, evil this, Raya, Hazath, which, Hama, which they have tarried beside me, Malayanayim, Alaya, Atha, Thalanath, right? Which had, in which they had tarried the sons of Israel, Benaiah, Yasha'ala, which they, right, Ashar Hama, they tarried beside me. Malaya, Malayanayim, Alaya. I have heard. Shemaithiah, right? Right? It's basically saying, even in due time, right, the company evil this, which they have tarried beside me, right? To their tarrying, right? To that which tarried the sons of Israel, which they have tarried beside me, I have heard, right? So the Lord heard them weeping. The Lord heard them saying that they would appoint heads to return back into Egypt. And the Lord heard that they disobeyed the command that He gave them to go up and possess the land, right? Amar Alham Chaya Anaya, say unto them, live I, utters Yahweh, Naam Yahweh. I'm La'ah Ka'ashar, if not like which you have spoken, the Bartham, in my ears, Ba'azanya, so I will do, Khan Aisha Lakam. Bama Dabar Haza, Yapalwa, in the wilderness this they will fall, their corpses, Pagar Yakam, right? Because the actual word for corpse is Nabal, which literally means corpse, right? But this word Pagar actually means to be limp, right? You can have a limping foot, you can have, or you like in this sense, this is talking about a corpse. So this isn't the actual word for corpse, right? But the closest to it would be carcass, right? Nabal is corpse or dead body. Pagar is carcass, in the sense that what? A carcass is limp when it dies. When an animal dies, or a person, their body is limp, which is why it's called Pagar. It literally means limp. Wakal Pakwadiakam, and all that were registered, Lakal Masaparkam, to all of which of you which were, to all of you which were numbered, right? But really it just says, and it's like it, to all of your number, right? But it's in the sense that to all of which you were numbered. Maban Aisharium, from the son of 20 years, Shana and up, Wama Ailah Ashar, which you tarried beside me. Layan Thumb, Elijah, right? I'm a thumb, Taba'awa, right? If you will enter to the land Al-Ha-Ratazah, right? Ashar, which I lift up, Nasha Athaya, to my hand, Athaya Daya, right? Lashakan, to dwell with you, Athakam, upon it, Baha, Kaya Am Kalab, because if Caleb, son of Jephunneh, Ban Yapanah, and Joshua, Wa Yahushai, the son of Nun, Ban one, Wa Watapkam, Ashar, Amartham, and your little ones which you said, to a spoil they will be. Labaz Yahaya, I will bring them in, or I will bring in Habayathaya unto them, a thumb. Wayadai, and will know to the land Athaha Aratazah, which Ashar Ma'as thumb, which you have rejected upon it, Baha, right? So the Lord is saying, and your little ones, which you said to a spoil they will be, I will bring them in unto them, and they will know to the land which you have forsaken. Wa Pagar Yakam, a thumb, Yapalwa, right? And your carcasses, and the carcasses of you, they will fall in the wilderness, Bama Dabar Hazah, this. Oban Yakam, Yahayawa, Rayam, and your sons, they will be pained, Rayam, in the wilderness, or troubled in the wilderness, Bama Dabar, 40 years. Arabayim, Shana, and will bear your whoredoms. Wa nasha'awa ata zanath yakam. Because that word zanah, it means to commit whoredom, right? Ad atham, even till be finished, right? Your carcasses, bagar yakam, in the wilderness, bama dabar, but that's in the sense even till your carcasses be destroyed in the wilderness. Bama sapar hayamayim, right? Salakia. So it says in the number of days, right? Ashar Tharthum, which you search to the land, Ataha Rataza, Arabayim, Yawam, meaning 40 days, a day to a year, Lashana, Lashana, a day to a year, you will bear your whoredoms. Ta Sha'awa, Ata, or Salaka, you will bear your iniquity. Ata, Iwan, Tayakam. Arabayim, Shana, 40 years. Why you die thumb, and you will know ata, in which you have hindered me. Ta nawa'athia, right? Because that word nawa'a, it means to hinder, right? It's just a reversal of the word awan. Awans means something, it means nothing, right? Naught, something of naught, emptiness, right? Literally it means nothing, or right, or no, or not, right? But nawa means to hinder, right? Let's get that real quick. Slakia, bear with me. Hinder. Nawa, which is to refuse, to decline. The Arabic says nai, nahana, means to prohibit, to hinder, to restrain, right? Hinder, restrain, frustrate, which it just means to hinder, right? The Arabic says nawa, na'a, to rise with difficulty, rise against one. Just means to hinder, right? And that's in Numbers chapter 30 as well. If a man has a wife that makes a vow, he has ability to hinder that vow, right? Or to disannul it, which means the same thing, to hinder it, right? To keep it from taking effect or being performed, right? Anaya Yahweh, the Barathia, I am the Lord, I have spoken. I'm La'ah, Za'ath. If not this, I will do. Aisha. Slakia. Bear with me 1 second. So the Lord said, I have spoken, this I will do. Lakal ha'aidah, to all the company, evil this, haraya, hazath. Let's see. which have assembled themselves, right? Ha nawaidyam, against me, Elijah, right? In the wilderness, this, Bama Dabar Hazah, right? Yathamwa, they will be finished, right? As in destroyed. Washam, and hither they will die, and there they will die. Yamathwa. Waha Anashiam, and the men, Ashar Shalach, which sent out Moses, Mashah Lathawar, to search to the land, Taha Ratazah, and they returned, Wayashabwa, and they tarried beside they tarried beside them, meaning they didn't do what was commanded. Layanawa, right? Alayawa, Atha, Kal Ha'idath, with all of the company, right? So they were procrastinating, right? To bring out Laha Tazaya'a, right? Slander the Ba upon the land, Al Ha'aratazah. See how many verses we got left. Alright, Khan. Wayamathwa Ha'anashim, and they will die, the men that brought out slander to the land. Mataza'aya Dabath Ha'aratazah, right? Raya Ba Magapa, right? An evil plague, right, will be before, right, will come before the Lord, right, meaning from the Lord. Lapanya Yahweh. So this is what the Lord is saying to Moses, and they will die the men that brought out slander unto the land, right, by an evil plague before the Lord, meaning by the Lord, right? Wa Yahawashai, Ban the one, Wa Kalab, Ban Yapana, Chayawa, meaning they will live, right? And Joshua, the son of Nun, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, they will live. Man Ha'anashim, from the men, Haham, they which went to search the land. Halakium, Lathawar, Atha Ratazah. Wayadabar Mashah, Atha, Wayadabar Mashah, Atha Hadabarium, and he spoke Moses to the words these, Ha-alha, to all the sons of Israel, I'll call Benaiah Yasha'ala, Wayatha Abalwa, right? And they mourned, right? Because that word Baka means to weep, Abal means to mourn. Ha'im Ma'ad, the people exceedingly, and they mourned the people exceedingly. Wayashakamwa Babakwar, and they rose up early in the morning, right? Because that word shakam means shoulder, but it also means to rise up early. And we'll get that actually. See how much time we got. Numbers 14 and 40. Salakia. I think I missed something. I don't know. I'll go back to it. Numbers 14 and 30. So, 40. Numbers 14 and 30. 40. Oh yeah, this is what I was gonna touch on. No, never mind. That's not it. 40. Shall come to rise up early in the morning, right? Rise early. See if we can get the meaning, the other meaning. Shall come, the shoulder, right? Let's see. Waya Shakamwa Babakwar, and they rose up early in the morning, right? Waya Ailawa, and they ascended up to the summit of the mountain. Al Ra'ash Hahar La Amar, to say, behold, we, right? Hana Nawa, and we will ascend up, right? Wa Ilayanawa, right? So the people said, look at us, we will ascend up, right? To the place Al Hamakwam Ashar Amar, which said Lord Yahweh, Kaya Chata Nawa, because we have sinned. Waya Amar Masha Lama Za, he said, Moses, to what is this that you are going beyond, right? Atham Ibarium, to the mouth of the Lord, right? Atha Paya Yahweh, as in beyond that which he had commanded. Wahawa La'a Tatazalach, and he will not make it prosper, because that word Tazalach means to prosper, right? Al Tha'ailawa, right? Do not ascend up, because Kaya Ayan, he is not the Lord Yahweh in your midst. Bakol Rab come. Wala'a, and not Ta Nagapwa, and so that you may not be smitten, right? Because that word Nagap means to, right, to be smitten, right? In other instances, it's used to describe the plague. And you will not be smitten before your enemies. Lapanya Ayab Yakam. Kaya Ha Aimlakia, right? Because the Amalekites, Waha Kanainaya, and the Canaanites are there before you. Sham Lapanyakam. Wanapal Thum, and you will fall upon the sword. Bakarab Kaya Al Khan, because upon so you have turned back. Shabbathum, from after Ma'akarya, the Lord Yahweh, and will not be Wala'a Yahaya Yahweh, the Lord with you. I'm come. Waya Ipalwa, right? And they mounted up, right? Because that word Ipal means a mound. Deuteronomy chapter 28, it's talking about you will be smitten with hemorrhoids, right? Which Ipal literally means a mound, right? So even if you have like if you get a bee sting, or and there's mole, and you swell up, or even a mole is called Ipal, because it just means a mound, right? Waya Ipalwa, meaning and they mounded themselves, as in they gathered together. La Ilath, to ascend up to the summit of the mountain. al Ra'ash Hahar, Wa Aran, and the ark of the covenant, Barayath Yahweh of the Lord, and Moses, Wa Mashah, La'ah, Mashwa, they did not recede from the midst of the camp, because that word mawash means to recede, right? Or to remove. So Moses did not remove from the midst of the camp. Makwarab ha machana. Wayarad ha Imlakia, and they went down, the Amalekites and the Canaanites, Waha Kanainaya, that dwelt in the mount, Ha Yashab Bahar, that is, Ha Hawa, and they smote them, Wayakam, and they smote them, Wayakatham, even to Hormath, Ad Ha Haramah, right? So they smote them even to Hormah, right? So with that, it's Brother Yatazadak, Hero Israel. It's Numbers chapter 14. Going into the Hebrew, Lord willing, you're ratified. Giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Salakia, actually, I've got this right here. What was it? I'll just go right here because I had prepared. Let's see. Nope, not that. Let's see. Numbers 14 and 21. Right? Wa awalam chaya anaya, meaning nevertheless live I and will be filled. Wayamala, the glory of the Lord, kabad Yahweh, to all the earth. Atha kal ha'aratazah. Right, so that word awalam means nevertheless. Right? Meaning, however, on the contrary, but just means nevertheless. Genesis 28 and 19, and he called the name of that place Bethel. Nevertheless, the name of that city was called Luz at the first, right? But anyways, Lord, when you ratified, Shalom, Kwam Yasha Allah, Abad Bal, Shalom.